It is a horrific crime that strikes at the core of law, order, and society. A Toronto police officer slain, a second man murdered, and 3 more injured in a shooting spree that ended with the suspect dead. Investigators are now trying to make sense out of the senseless. We begin our in-depth coverage tonight where Constable Andrew Hong lost his life sitting in this Tim Hortons behind me, where a memorial of flowers continues to grow.
There's no explanation at this moment as to why any of this happened, and I'm very mindful of the fact that another person lost their life and other people were injured, and there was kind of trauma caused when these kinds of things go on in the streets of Milton and Hamilton and in Mississauga. And this is a challenge that we all have to try and deal with these kinds of things, often which have no ready explanation.
Constable Andrew Hong was in uniform taking a break from a motorcycle training course when he was shot point blank and killed. There are reports the suspect, identified as 30-year-old Sean Petrie, tried to take his gun before fleeing. From there, the rampage continued through Mississauga, Milton, and Hamilton. Hong was the first known victim. His shooting was reported at 2:15 yesterday afternoon. A second shooting occurred a short time later nearby during a carjacking. The victim was seriously injured. The suspect then drove the stolen black Jeep to a Milton auto body shop where 3 people were shot. The shop owner, Shakil Ashraf, died at the scene. Then the suspect drove to Hamilton where he was shot and killed by police in a cemetery. Both slain men were fathers, the motive unknown.
Constable Hung was blatantly shot in the back for wearing a uniform. I'm just getting chills talking to you guys. It's very, very tough. This is an outstanding police officer, 22 years serving the people of Toronto, and our heart breaks for him.
Our 2 are fallen. Salute!
A procession accompanied Constable Hong's body last night as officers watched in grief.
I committed to his family that they will have the full support of the Toronto Police Service every day going forward. This is devastating news for his family and for all members of the Toronto Police Service and our entire policing community.
A moment of silence was held for the officer today at a Toronto Police Services meeting. Hong's death has been described as an execution.
My understanding is the officer had no opportunity to even attempt to defend himself.
John Reid, the president of the Toronto Police Association, said so far there is no answer to the question, why?
For such a callous, cowardly act to take place, everyone wants to know why. A uniformed officer in broad daylight to be shot and killed in this manner is unheard of. And I think it really does shake our people to the core. And it should the public as well. The public should be outraged. And this is not to diminish the carnage that went on after our officer was killed as well. All the other families that were impacted by this individual. But speaking for my members, it's terrible, absolutely terrible.
A steady stream of people have been coming by here to pay their respects, some laying flowers, others wiping away tears. Now, a funeral for Officer Hong is expected to be held next week, probably in the middle of the week. Officers from across North America will likely be coming here.